Okay, this is a instructional video on using Microsoft Word to create a web page document and uploading it using Filezilla. I've already had the Filezilla, how to set up Filezilla has been done, the video. You might want to check it out if you're not sure how to do that, but this will show you how to actually create a document with Word and then save it into the appropriate place. So on the last video I went through creating a file, or a folder I should say, to put all your files in, and the one that I created will pop up. I will get to it, but I'm just going to open Microsoft Word and I'm going to create a document. So what I'm going to do is in Word there's a whole heap of different functions that you can use to set up your page, and most people are pretty familiar with most of it, and you can get just spend some time in there using some of the different tabs. I'm just going to adjust the margins, so I'm going to make all the margins as big as possible. And normally when you save a Word document, it saves automatically as a I'll just go to save. So normally it'll save automatically as a document. I'll show you what I mean. So it'll save as a document, doc1. That'll just automatically save as document 1, and then, but I want to name, unless you want to name it. But what we're going to do is save the file as a web page. So you go to the save as type when it's time to save it. You go up in here to name it. You can name it whatever you want when the time comes, but we need to know what we want to name it before we do that. And then under here we go down and we'll save as a web page right there when the time comes. But basically, while you're still working in it as Word, you can still do all your edits. You can change the page color. Let's make it black. It'll match the color of the site this one is going to go on. And then we'll change our font color to I better get some font on there. So hello, this is a test. That'll do. We've got the right color, will do. This, and you can edit that however you see fit. Bold, make it bigger, whatever. So there's your text. And if you want, you can insert a picture. So let's do that. Let's insert a picture. Let's put a, let's see what a picture we can put up. Let's put this one. It's just a picture of me and my brother. Okay, at the front of the old gallery over west side. All right. Let's also put a link, and let's go to email. We'll call it an email link. So email us. To make a link, highlight that. Let's highlight it. There we go. And we can, there's a couple of ways to do it. I think you can just right click on it. Might be one way. Hyperlink, there it is. And let's say we'll email us. There's the text, and the address will be like just an email address. So I'm going to say Lewis. Actually, I'm going to say DIDJEMAKER 64 at Gmail. See how that changed as I started typing, and as soon as it recognized that it was an email address, it put in the appropriate instruction, mail to, what's that, change the color scheme, not at the moment, thanks, gmail.com. okay, so there, we've put a link in. That's a test. Now let's save that as a web page file. Save as, we'll call it, in order for this to come up, it needs to be in a place where for it to show on the internet, it has to have a link to it. So I'm going to save it as, I'll just show you something for a second. I'm going to go to my website. Okay, so these are my pages. I'm going to just go and change it, one of these. Let's say, for instance, contact details. There's my contact details page, and by looking at that, if I scroll over that, you notice at the bottom of the page, I'm not sure if you're seeing it, but it tells me the name of the file that I'm going to link to. Down the bottom it says www.lewisburns.com/contacts.htm. Well, the name of the file that I want is called contacts. When you save a file, let's get rid of that for now. So when you're saving a file, we're back in Word up here, you can see that. When you're saving a file as a web page, you just name it the name of the page you need. So I'm going to replace that page, contacts, with this one, CONTACTS, and I'll save that, and it'll automatically save it. Well, I've got to click on this first. Save as web page. That's the one. You can change the title here, which means when you want to talk, let's talk about that. I'll go back to my page, and this is the title up the top here. So when you scroll over that, the information that comes up. So let's say Gmail. We're going to come back in here shortly. That's my Gmail account. We're going to come back in there shortly and see if that link is working that we just created in the Word document. This Word document here. Alright, I've got to cancel over that. No, we're saving it as a web page. So file name will be contacts. That's the one I'm going to replace. Save it as a web page, and then we'll change the title to let's name it Pink Elephants. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to delete it and change it back when I'm finished. This is just for the tutorial, but you know that obviously it's going to, I'm going to see if it's working. I don't want to name it anything that's obvious, so I'll call it Pink Elephants, and then when I check it online, if Pink Elephants is showing up where I want it to, then I know this works, the title section. So let's do that and save. Now it opens as a web page as well, so you can still keep editing it. It's still it's a web page, a HTML document, but you're still in Word. So let's do a little bit more editing so that everyone knows what's going on. I want to just centralize everything, so we'll do that. Centralize that. We'll click on that. Centralize that. And I think this will work. Yep. Alright. In the middle. We'll save it again. This time you only just save it because it's already a HTML file. We just got to find out where it's going. I've got to make sure it's going somewhere. And if I click File, Save As, it'll tell us where it's putting it. It's going into the Documents folder. That's where I made a little mistake. I want to put it in the folder that I created in the previous tutorial. Now, if I remember correctly, I put that in the D drive in here. D. Pretty sure it was root folder. in there, and Lewis. So there's the folder that I actually got down from the last time I was actually in the last video, in the last tutorial. I actually pulled that file down from the server. I'm going to delete it because I don't need it here. Delete that. Yes, and we'll save this one in there as contacts. Save. Whoops. That was odd. Save. Let me think what's going on here. Well, I'll save it on the desktop for now, and I'll move it later. Save. So let's go look for it on the desktop. Here's the desktop, and there is a file that shouldn't be there. Okay, I'll move that later. And here it is, contacts, and because it's in that, the reason it's got that little picture, the icon, that is because it is a web page. That's Google Chrome web document. Google Chrome is a web browser. That's Google Chrome's icon to show you that it's a web page. Let's click on it. It should open. Let's open it, and it'll open as the page we created. So there it is. Looks like the words are in the wrong color. I'll have to fix that, and let's see if the link's working. Yes, so the link opens up. Whatever email account you use, it'll automatically open. Your email account will know what to do, and sets it up to send an email to digmaker64@gmail. And I'll just put a bit of stuff in there and send it. It's just going to say you got no subject. It's checking my spelling. I'm going to cancel the spell check. Yes, I do want to send it. Do you want to send it without a subject? Yes, I do want to send it. So now that's gone. Let's do this. We'll close that. I will have to fix up the words because we can't see them, but for now I'll just close that out and minimize that again. We'll go back to Word. There's our document. Let me change this font. Alright. Just go with grey or something. Save. There it is. Let's view it. There it is, changed. Okay, you can see it. Now, let's get that online so that everyone else can see it. Minimize that. Look, you can minimize that or close it if you want to keep making changes, whatever. Don't forget that you've got all of this stuff here that you can use, inserting tables, clip art, you know, there's a lot of stuff in there that you can use. I don't use this stuff, I use another program. This is good to make changes for. If you need to make a change and you can't get it done quick enough, or it needs to be done regularly, this gives you access to files that you make changes. Alright, we've created our file. There it is. We've got to get it online. We've got to get that into the folder. The other thing I need to mention here too, whenever you save a folder, or a file I should say, as a HTML document that will be on the internet, it'll save it looking like that, and its tag will be HTML or HTM. Let's have a look at the properties. Look for the name. Where's the tags? There it is. Type Chrome HTML document. That means it's an online document. Whenever you've got a document like that, there's going to be a folder that has to stay with it. Okay, so this folder here carries all the information to make that document work. So you got your, where the picture's going to sit, and what picture it is, and what sort of information sits in the background. So that folder, this file will not work without that folder with it. So let's close that. Let's copy those. Actually, I'll just copy. I'll do it this way. Right click, copy. I'm going to go find the folder that I put that other stuff in, computer. See, my C drive is pretty full, that's why I use my D drive. I have to move some stuff. Open that. My root directory, you could do it over here too, your navigation, which is just as easy. So there's the computer. I need to go to the D hard drive, the root directory, and this folder, and I'm going to paste this stuff in there. You can paste it there. I right click, paste, or you can do it on this side. Paste. So there's my files in the folder that I need. Now that they're in that folder, I can close this or minimize it, and I'm going to open Filezilla and make the connection and upload that file. So I'm going to look for my connection. There it is, and straight away it goes in and connects, and you can see other connections that I have available there. There we go, directory listing successful. So what I'm going to do is navigate to that file now, which is in my folder, this one, and I'm going to find the contacts page and change it, replace it. It's a HTML document, so over here you can sort out the types of, you can list it by a file type, and it's already done, like it's listed. This is in alphabetical order now, so I'll go down to the HTML documents and find contacts. There it is, and I'll just delete it. Press delete. Yes, I want to delete it. And now I'm going to upload this one, but I need to put them both up, otherwise one won't work without the other. So let's just drag them over there. And keep an eye on this. This is your log, tells you all your information if everything's working. You can always check back to it. So there we go. Directory listing was successful. I'm going to minimize that. Let's go onto the internet. This is my web page, and all I'm going to do is refresh this page. So if I refresh the whole thing, it'll bring me back to the front. I think it'll take me back to the home page. Let's just try it. Okay, so there's my home page, but because that opens, every page opens in a different frame, and you can see that happening there. There's the frame. We'll see what happens when we click on contacts. Right, now the other thing I need to mention is that's probably still loading out of my computer. So when you load websites on your computer, it'll save them, so that if you go back there, it saves them in the cache, or cache some people call it, that if you go back to this website, it'll open fast because you've already got the files on your computer. What you need to do is right click on and reload the frame. This should bring up the file we just created, and there it is on the internet. So that's pretty basic once you got it sorted out, but that's the page I just created, and the possibilities with the editing software you got in Word makes it really easy to make really good web pages. Well, anyway, that looks like I've pretty much run through it all. If you got any questions about it,
have a go at it. Make yourself familiar with it.
I suppose I should let you know,
get a good understanding of it.
There are,
what
once
I
you
did
do
was
get access to
overwrite
that file or the folder
contacts.
that
Probably better
you
off
need, you can pull the files down, even if
save
you've
that
got
file as another name, so you
created,
can
pull them all
still
down,
have it,
and then
pretty sure save it later if you don't like the changes. So
Microsoft Word, and it'll open them as a HTML.
The other thing too is when you download your files, you might not get the folders with them. So when you change them in Word, it'll change the file, and then when you save it, it'll save a folder with it. So that folder has to go up as well. Just keep that in mind. What else we got here?
Also, what you'll notice, if you leave it long enough, your Filezilla will automatically disconnect from your server. I think it stays on for a few minutes, I'm not sure. Whenever there's something happening, it'll stay on there. But yeah, that's basically the end of the tutorial. Good luck uploading your files, and sometimes if you got a little bit of a problem with it, just review your notes or come back and have another look. Good luck. That's the end of that. I'll close this. Stop.